Hi, Professor Reyes. I'm Riley.
I'm Stephanie.
I'm Selena.
And I'm Giselle.
And so
And
our topic. Oh,
sorry, go ahead.
our topic is plastic islands, and we know that we have to do a group project. So we're gonna start off by saying, who is doing what from the discussion questions. I don't know if you guys have the discussion questions there with you. Um, so we all know that we have to do a research paper. It has to be peer reviewed, read, summarized, hypothesized. How do they do the research experiment and how it connects to our video?
Mhm.
Who is going to be in charge of doing the layout of the video, pictures, or background?
So whoever has like the most experience putting editing together, we could probably do that. Or if no one does, then I could figure it out. But I think I was gonna also do.
I think two of us can do it.
Yeah.
So
I think
I
I'm
think
willing to help with that.
I think another thing that would help is like, I don't know, let's say that we go do our recycle. Like we could take a video and then whoever's like on that, we could send it to you. Or if we have any like remember we talked about the news in the background? Like if I find any cool ones, we could send it to you.
In the background of the video.
Yeah, so for our project, we decided that we're gonna do like a news broadcast type of thing, instead of doing like what was it, like an interview or the other option, but we decided on the newscast for our project.
Next thing is, do we have our person who is an expert? We have to explain why we think they are an expert and how they can help with our videos.
So I actually found this place kind of similar to what you found, Stephanie. I found this place called Love Earth Recycling. And like you said, there's contact information under like the website. So I was thinking if anything, if we can't find anyone, we could contact this place and see if they have someone who's willing to talk to us about like the different aspects of recycling, what they've learned in their experience, stuff like that. Um, Again, it's called Love Earth Recycling. So yeah.
And then I actually found a journalist, and I believe he's also an expert in plastic ocean. He does write books about it and articles about it. So I'm gonna reach out to him and his partner to see what I can get from them. If not, we'll see what other options I have around.
Okay.
And I actually already reached out to someone. Her name is Allison Wilson. She is the director of plastics with the American Chemistry Council.
Okay.
So hopefully she can.
I forgot to add my name. I'm so sorry.
You up?
Okay.
Sorry, my camera froze. Okay, there you go.
I believe Selena forgot to say her name of her expert. So she's gonna say it now.
So sorry. His name is actually Chris Moore and Cassandra Phillips.
Chris Moore, Cassandra Phillips. Okay. So at least we all have like some sort of. Oh wait, did you say yours, Stephanie?
No, I was
Go
just
ahead.
about to. It's fine.
Go ahead.
So I actually found someone who is supposed to be a marine debris communicist. I believe that's what it's called. Her name is Diana Parker. But just in case she, I don't know, I can't find her contact info. I have this other website that's called theoceancleanup.com, and they actually have like several people that you can contact. So if anything, like I can't find the contact information for that person, then I'll just go under theirs and like see if I can contact them about what's going on with the marine life and what's going on with the plastic pollution and so forth.
Mm-hmm. So we all have some sort of contact that we are going to go through with as far as the interview. I'm sure by our next Zoom meeting we'll have more information based on like who we're gonna go with. Since it's only one person, right?
Yeah, we have to each have our person, obviously not all of them. If they could, that would be great. But obviously, if not all of them, we'd have to like go down to like one person if we had like two, let's say, as an option.
Okay, so I'm sure by like the next time we meet, we'll have more of like a set idea of who we're gonna go with. Because we're gonna contact the websites, and then they have their people that we also have one person we already contacted.
Yeah.
So
Next on our list, we have our dates. When would we have our videos recorded and our information gathered? So I feel like, this is all process. So I feel like within, I don't know, 3-4 weeks, in the rubric, it said like around like April, we should have like some information already gathered.
Mhm.
And what's it called? We had already said previously we were gonna meet like every like 2 weeks to like check up on like where we were, what information we had already gathered. So I think that's pretty good already. Yeah, I don't know what you guys think about that.
so
Yeah,
I
that's good. I
think,
feel like in a month we'll have enough information to actually start the videos.
and I feel we're pretty grounded when it comes to like meeting. Um, everyone's kind of on board with each other, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So we can just go from there as far as that.
Giselle accidentally disconnected.
Yeah, I think just her class maybe.
Maybe, huh?
Well, she
Okay,
wasn't
so
here.
yeah, she was here. So unfortunately, Mr. Reyes, she actually had somewhere to be. We had to do it at this time because of the circumstances, but we will still be talking about the rest. Giselle is already previously informed about all this, so she knows what's going on. So I think we could go on, continuing our list. So our topic is plastic islands. We know this one island which is called the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, and this problem started going around the late 1960s and the early 1970s. You know, with it accumulating so much. I don't know if you guys have some information about it.
Yeah, I actually do. So I've researched that there's actually two different types of garbage patches. There's the western and the eastern. Recently there was like some of the collections of garbage have like gone, like, what is it? I can't think of the word. They've like morphed together, if that makes sense. So
Combined.
that's like kind of why it's considered the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, because those two different like coasts kind of came together, those two different patches of garbage. And also they're the more massive part of the garbage patch is considered the North Pacific subtropical gyre. I don't know if I said that right, but that's kind of the area that most of them are surrounded by. And there's also another one that we talked about, which is, I think you mentioned it, the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Mostly that's considered to be in the North Pacific Ocean, just to give an idea of like where these are located. Oh, she's back. There we go.
Yeah, that's what I noticed. I just didn't want to interrupt you.
No, we're good. Yeah. At least she got back.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, that's why I said before 7, because I knew I wasn't gonna have good service.
Oh, it's okay. At least we.
It's just really spotty.
One more fact is that it's actually 20 million square miles. Actually, that's in kilometers, and then 7.7 million square miles. So
Yeah, I can see it right here because I have the same information.
yeah, it's pretty big. And obviously, we know that it keeps accumulating. It's not gonna stay one size. And I think that's what we're gonna continue to talk about in our research paper. And another thing is that most of it is not biodegradable, which we can go into in our project, but that's just a nice fact to know. That's what I collected as far as that.
So that
Well,
was pretty much around the same thing. Oh, go on. No, go on.
Oh no, you're good. What were you saying?
No, I was gonna go on the next thing. I don't know if you had something to say.
No, actually, what I was reading was the same thing Riley was talking about. That's why I mentioned like, oh yeah, like I have that right here because I pulled it up. But yeah, that's true because it's never gonna stop. It's just gonna keep on growing. So hopefully throughout the weeks while we research more about it, we'll see a difference. If that makes
Oh
sense.
yeah, that's something
Yeah.
cool that we can add to that.
Yeah.
Or we could also write like since it started supposedly from the late 1960s to 70s, we can compare it to how it changed to now. and
Yeah.
like, compare there. So that was pretty much, we also like that went on to giving a background onto the topic. What do we think is the most important part about this topic? Like for example,
Mhm.
I think the most important part of this topic is, well, I wouldn't say probably the most important, but in a way, yes, because it creates pollution not only to like what's going around us, but also to other animals, which is like a chain to us. If it kills fish, it kills some of our diet, and we all go downhill from there.
Yeah.
Mhm. Actually, Giselle just messaged us saying that she doesn't have signal right now, but maybe she might try to log in again.
But
Oh,
she already previously joined, and she mentioned the person that she got for the interview. So I think Professor Reyes will see that, and
Mhm.
I think we'll be okay.
And well, back to what Steph said about what's important. I feel like it also has to do with climate change, maybe, because that's really hurting not only us humans, but it's hurting the ocean and the sea.
Hmm. And that's
Mhm.
definitely something we can go more in depth about
Yeah.
when we like put our whole video together, just kind of brainstorming for our first Zoom meeting.
Mhm.
so we had already discussed our person interview, and it actually says, I was a little sorry about that. Give me a sec, I'll be back.
I can just edit it in half.
Yeah, I think just the next thing we needed is our closing statements.
Hmm.
I think we kind of already talked about what we learned as far as just a brief like research on the topic. And I think the last thing that we just need to figure out is like how we think and what we feel about it, not necessarily like what we've researched, just like our general opinion about it. Um,
Hmm.
so I can go first to start us off. As far as that goes, I think it definitely is a big issue that not a lot of people are concerned about. I'm sure it's talked about. I'm sure you can obviously that what like we're doing, we're looking it up. Um, but I think it's a great thing that we are actually touching about this, because I would like to know personally, just because it's something that is a huge effect on the habitats around, even ones further away, because it obviously it's getting bigger. So the more that it goes unnoticed, the more it's gonna become a problem, even though it already is. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much what I feel about it. I don't know about you guys. Whoever wants to.
Well, exactly what you said. Like, we're gonna learn something new. And what I know now about plastic islands and basically recycling, how people and yeah, people recycle to a point where they just don't care.
Hmm.
And the recycling companies, I feel like some honestly don't care as well, because if they did, then why do we have so much plastic and trash in the oceans?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So mhm.
I feel like adding on to what you guys are saying, I feel like, also like going on to what Riley said, it's like people don't see it as a big issue
Hmm.
because, it's not something like we have like other issues, I guess you could say, and then we set that kind of to the side. But in the long run, like that's really affecting us to a point where that's gonna affect future generations. And
Mhm.
the way we move, like I don't know if you guys have seen this movie, and it's kind of a perfect example of what could possibly happen on throughout the years. But if you guys have seen the movie Wall-E, and
Mhm.
how like all that's all just garbage. And it's crazy because you know with maybe our technology or like what happens in a few years, like that could actually get to like a real life situation. And it's scary because we can start like doing a difference now, but we just don't, and we just ignore it. And we focus on other things when in reality everything matters, including like marine debris and all that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
And like I said, we'll touch a lot more on our project. This is just kind of like scraping the surface of everything. Um, but as far as it goes, I feel like we pretty much covered everything. I feel like we're all pretty much on the same page. Even though Giselle is having her technical issues, she understands what everything that we're doing. And as you'll see, Professor, she kind of was in and out of the Zoom meeting, but she's just as much as involved.